So, who here has ever felt unworthy? Good to see. I will be talking to some people who are receptive. Shame is the intensely painful feeling or experience of believing that we are flawed and worthy of love and belonging. I read the Gifts of Imperfection over our spring break, and that's what I kind of am using as the vessel for my speech today. Going on. Love, pain, vices, these are all symptoms of a larger problem in our society. The shame of wanting to be, as the professor's shirt says, be real and not perfect. It can help with our intent and be better imperfectionists. And so I want to help you live more imperfectly. By doing that, I want to focus on courage and authenticity, compassion, self-compassion, and a resilient spirit, and creating a connection through legacy of works of love. So starting with authenticity, when we achieve the impossible, we have done great things. Never sacrificing on the little things, bending, breaking, flexing, but don't break. Setting boundaries, standing for something. When you believe in something, you just believe it. It comes to you as much as air. So Brene puts this as true courage is the act of doing, not thinking, just doing, being authentic. And I wanted to expound upon that in a little more. Even in the most mundane ways, we can inspire others. Redefining failure. So when we accept failure as a part of our life, we can take control over it and the emotions that come from that. Susan Peppercorn, Harvard Business Review, posed this theory. Could we redefine success as being able to be authentic and receive no criticisms, say as in an interview or in a speech? Going further, I asked some of you how many ads we're bombarded with every day. The quote in Brené's book, The Gifts of Imperfection, was around 3,000. Today, it's, as of John Simpson, Forbes council member quotes, it's actually 4,000 to 10,000 a day. So getting to the pratfall effect, this is a 1966 study in which one person who we deemed as superior was set against somebody who we deemed as average. And when that happened, and those people made a blunder, we perceived that person, the superior person, in a more attractive light. We actually humanized that person. Whereas somebody who made a blunder that we perceived as mundane, it just seemed to reinforce that fact even further. So just to end a little bit on courage, Brene talks about core, the Latin term being core, meaning courage. Courage itself meaning to tell all of one's heart. And so authenticity and courage, what is it to you? So showing compassion takes courage and self-compassion first. There are two paths in life. We can either do something or we don't. We can either have compassion or self-compassion, or we don't have that in those moments. Brene Brown puts it further, perfectionism is a self-destructive and addictive belief system. And continuing on, perfectionism is not the same thing as striving to be the best. I would put that in modern take as addicts and our society, whether it be a gambling addict or a sex addict or a drug addict or a drunk, they are all striving to be something they are not. They are trying to be what society is telling them to be rather than accepting who they are and, you know, living their life to the best of their abilities. I've had my own struggles with that. I won't expound upon it too much, but as you will see in your life, you will have struggles to be authentic, and if it doesn't come from a place of self-compassion and loving yourself, you will never be authentic with others. Self-kindness and mindfulness as a common humanity are key to self-compassion. This is a quote from Brené's book from Dr. Kristen Neff, and she expounds upon it further. Many of us think as being mindful is avoiding emotions, but not over-identifying with or exaggerating our feelings. So at the end of this chapter, she says, get deliberate, get inspired, and get going. And one could describe as, forgive me, one could argue love is deliberate because it takes courage, compassion, and self-compassion. When we practice that, our intent and our actions become transparent for everybody to see, no matter what somebody says. Somebody can say whatever they want, but if you've done something to the best of your abilities and been authentic, let them say it. Kind of missed that one. Oh man, it's not playing. Well, it's a quote about love. Love can overcome anything, and it'll keep you together when you think everything's falling apart. So, how do we practice love? Well, love is what we give to others. So, forgive me. Love is sacrifice, and negative emotions are a twisted form of this sacrifice. And this is important because we all have special talents and gifts that to use our gifts takes a tremendous amount of commitment, as Brené states. Furthermore, as that quote says, no one can define what is meaningful to us, but by using our talents, we are practicing the most common form of spirituality among each other. So, focusing on that thought a little bit more, I found a Polish study called All You Need Is Love. I'm not going to say it all out, but I will say Isabella Labuda et al. They studied creative types and gender roles, and 4-to-1 chose their role as opposed to being perceived as a duty. Supported creators perceived their duty, or perceived their harmony and their peace of mind and the connection that came through their partner as their success, as a key component of that success to them being a creative type. This is from Dr. Helen Fisher from Oprah.com, very out there kind of source, but still, set A was imagined to walk with their beloved, and set B was to imagine a one-night stand. And as you can see, the long-term focus and improved creativity with set A was far more beneficial than the local processes of present focus and heightened analytical thinking that was seen in set B. So, what have we learned about authenticity, compassion, and works through love? Intent again, living imperfectly, walking our own path, and if you can't be authentic with yourself, again, you will never show compassion, courage, and authenticity, and be able to love anybody else in this world.